As you guys can see up on the screen today, I wanted to talk a little bit about Bfri Incorporated. This is ticker symbol BFRI. And this thing had an absolutely insane week last week. This thing was up 95.98% on the week. Really, really crazy. Right now it's sitting at 13.17. It's very close to 52-week highs. Obviously the market's really, really weird right now where it seems like a lot of more volatile, a lot of more speculative, a lot of smaller cap companies are 40, 50, 60, 70% down from their all-time high. So to find, a kind of riskier, more volatile, smaller cap, whatever company that's actually performing very, very well right now, and not only, relatively well in the short term, but near all-time highs or near 52-week highs, I guess, not all-time highs, but is very, very, interesting and piques people's interest. And obviously this thing had a very, very strong Thursday, especially in the last 2 hours of the market. This thing just went crazy. This thing was up 25% on Thursday. Market wasn't open on Friday, so, kind of messed some stuff up that we didn't have Friday to see how it would have done. But in this video today, I want to cover, some new DD that some people are doing about BFRI and why some people think this could be the next short squeeze play, the next big thing, especially coming up in this next week, as we head into the last trading week of the year. Some people are trying to end 2021 strong, and they think it might be with BFRI. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that so much. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. With that being said, let's get into this. We have this post from CAD Dude 42069. That's always somebody you want to check out what they're saying on Reddit. They probably know what's going on a little bit. So, very, very interesting. He has a massive post. This thing, you can just scroll forever. So I don't know exactly how much of this we're going to go through, but I at least want to, start talking about some of it. We'll see kind of where we're at or, how interesting it is or whatever. But he says this got a lot of 110 upvotes on the short squeeze subreddit. Number one post of the day. Very, very popular. People are excited about this. So I'm assuming it must be good. He said, do you want a stock that's going to freaking squeeze and has all the momentum behind it? Look at BFRI. Recently made it back to number one Fintel list. High social media sentiment, again, is a very, very highly upvoted Reddit post with a ton of awards and all this stuff. Short interest estimate, anywhere between 80 to 40%. I don't know why he wrote it like that. If you want an actual squeeze, it's going to be on a stonk that is about to make new all-time highs. And again, I actually tend to agree with this point. I think, momentum investing is a very, very big thing to me. And being able to break into your 52-week highs shows a new level of momentum, new, support and waves. Turning around from all-time lows or 52-week lows, that's great. But, big explosions, pop-off tops usually come around all-time highs, at least in my experience. And that's kind of my investing strategy and style. So I think that's a good sign, something that I would personally look for. He does say that all experienced short squeeze traders on here really don't care if a stock has already ran 2 to 3x. If the data is here, if the momentum is there, the stock rips. Squeezes happen best when the stock creates new all-time highs on short interest. Take BBIG or SPRT, for example. Everyone bought high and sold higher. So obviously, that kind of goes against traditional investing advice. Obviously, buying high, trying to sell higher. But again, when you look around at, a lot of the companies recently that have been doing well, or even just the S&P 500, it's usually at all-time highs. People tell you, hey, stocks only go up. The good companies, the best investments, they're going to keep going up. So it's going to be hard to not buy at all-time highs. When you look at the S&P 500, when you look at Apple, Microsoft, Google, look at those graphs. Those things just go up and up and up and up 5-10 years in a row. How can you not buy at all-time highs? So to some extent, if it's a good company that you actually believe in, buying high and selling higher isn't a terrible strategy because, if you're waiting to buy the dip on Apple and it doesn't dip for 6 or 7 years straight, you just never get in. You miss the years and years of gains. So even though it's against conventional wisdom, I don't think it makes no sense, This guy does say, if you've been following him this far during the entire month of December, I've made a lot of great trades with many of my picks going over 40% on the day, all caught before the big move and verifiable through my entries and existed posts on Twitter. He says, he caught a 40%, all these. I wish he would maybe say some of the ones that lost and everything, but it seems like he, has a pretty good track record, at least recently, of finding a lot of these plays. He doesn't take credit for finding most of these tickers. Most of them he found from the DD being posted within the community, which is really cool. Waited for the best possible time to hop in and then traded it. He usually goes for stocks that can net him a minimum of 40% in one day with some extra change going into the next trading day. For example, PTPI had back-to-back 40% days. ENSC had an 80% and then 40%. SOPA had an 80%, 40%. I know SOPA is one that people were really, really high on last week and really went crazy. But here's some of the squeeze data. Estimated short interest of 88%. Yeah, depending on where you're looking at, 47.21 from Fintel, 84.91 from Finviz. Cost to borrow looking at 302.3%, 180.5%, or 180.49%. So very, very expensive. Utilization 99% from Ortex. Short available to short is going to be 30K and 30K. Dark pool short volume ratio 53.69%. Short volume average is 53.87%. And it has been on the REGSHO list for 14 consecutive days. If you don't know what that is, it was legislation intended to stop illegal naked shorting. Here is a quick summary, and then he kind of goes into a bunch of stuff, a lot of jargon and stuff right there. But as far as the technical analysis, he does say the key level for BFRI is $10, and they're doing whatever they can to bring the price underneath that, but they can't because they're literally trapped. There was an attempt on 12/22. They were able to bring the price down to a low of $9.59, but apes bought it up. So he does think that, $10 is the price floor, which again, we're at $13.17. So if you went down to 10, that'd still be a significant loss. You definitely be feeling that, but he does claim that there is at least some bottom, which could be good. Obviously, a little bit of a safety net. December 23rd was the day before the long weekend. They did their best to bring it under $10, thinking most apes would sell before the long weekend, but it's hard to do that when the chart is making higher lows, and you have people like me buying up the float while shorts try to cover their position slowly. So why is it down 8% after hours? Without a doubt, there are individuals that may have been selling since they don't want to hold over the weekend. Because again, that's another weird thing to factor here with like BFRI is that this was Christmas weekend. Again, the market was closed on Fridays. That's kind of risky, for people to hold that through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Christmas is an expensive time. It's the holidays, all that stuff. Do you really want to be sweating out something like that when you're supposed to be, enjoying Christmas, enjoying Christmas Eve, eat, all this stuff. He does say for the setup, he does believe that most shorts are underwater. In order for you guys to understand what's going on in my brain, we have to do a bit of a case study. He apologizes if he's bringing up the chart for BGFV, give some of you guys some PTSD, but the setup for BFRI is pretty much identical. During the BGFV setup, we know that it was over 30 to 40% shorted for the longest time, maintained this high short interest for weeks, and that's because most shorts were likely to be opened at the $35 to $30 region. I don't know why he goes high to low all the time. We're giving him the benefit of the doubt and saying they timed the top correctly. After it broke 35.30, the stock shot up all the way almost to $50. I mean, this graph's pretty crazy. Shoots up, but then it just comes crashing back down so fast. So kind of interesting, but then obviously this thing just, keeps going crazy, goes up, the shorts get trapped when they're in the blue box, and then it has this big breakout. He talks about all the different bounce plays and all this stuff, and then some stuff about the company. Biofrontera is a U.S.-based biopharmaceutical company commercializing a portfolio of pharmaceutical products for the treatment of dermatological conditions with a focus on the fields of photodynamic therapy and topical antibiotics. They currently commercialize the FDA-approved flagship drugs, Amylaz, in the United States. When used in combination with PDT and Biofrontera's BH Roto-Lead lamp, Amylaz PDT is indicated for the treatment of actinic keratosis, AK, one of the most common precancerous skin conditions. I spit on my screen a little bit. Biofrontera also commercializes the drug Xepi, FDA approved for the treatment of impetigo. In collaboration with dermatologists, Biofrontera is fully committed to advancing treatment options and patient care. So, it sounds like they have some solid treatments, some solid drugs and stuff in place, which is obviously always really, really good for, a biopharmaceutical company. Talks about a lot of the catalysts, again, getting back to number one on the Fintel squeeze list. Social media sentiment is trending in the right direction. They are starting to get some media coverage. $40 price target is being tossed around. Seeking Alpha, Benziga, Weeble. That's a good sign. That's going to get people excited, maybe gets people buying in. There are no options. So since there's no option for BFRI, all forms are going to be, all forms of trading, buying in, whatever, are going to be channeled through shares. Squeeze metrics are present. We have all the information in front of us. We can see, if we think this is a short squeeze candidate or not. Possibly an institutional manufactured short squeeze. That would also be interesting. He says this one might be a bit of a stretch, but, there is definitely some conspiracy theorists out there who say stuff like that. And then he does talk about, bear case and the FUD. People are trying to put out news like on December 23rd, they filed a 42.4 Bfri prospectus, sell dilution coming. Dilution is always a very, very scary thing with these short squeeze plays. When you see, a company is up, 90% in a week? Yeah, the company absolutely could pump out a bunch of shares, take in a bunch of money, profit, and then have that thing go right back down to where they started. and they just end up with a lot more cash in their pocket. We've seen that with a lot of those. The stock already went up 500%. So, when you zoom out a little bit on this, we're up 200% in the last 6 months. Year to date won't load, but in the past 6 months, we're up 200%. So that's what some people are saying. Like, is there really even any more room for it to go up? You don't even know why it's being shorted 80%. Just kind of dispelling a lot of the rumors and stuff. And then how is this guy playing it? There's two ways this goes down. It either goes down or it goes up. He's obviously joking, but if the stock happens to go low and shorts take complete control and stock ends up being manipulated, I'll likely be buying the dip and taking advantage of that dip opportunity. Shorts do have to cover. From there, he's going to be risk managing to ensure he doesn't blow up his account. If the stock goes up, he has a multi-day runner, just like how SPRT was. I'm okay with the stock going up 20 to 30% each day. I'll do my best to diamond hand all the way down, hand all the way to $30 to $40 while risk managing. However, I just have a strong feeling that I'm going to wake up on Monday and see this thing be over 100% in the pre-market. Who knows? I could be wrong. I'm not afraid to be wrong. It's just a hunch. If everyone were to theoretically hold past $20, Bfri will be going absolutely parabolic. Obviously, he's saying as the short squeezers kind of get screwed over here, or the short sellers kind of get screwed over here. They have to buy in. It's going to go crazy. But I'm not going to tell you to do that, since that would be market manipulation. I'm not even telling you to buy the stock. And that's obviously the very, very important thing here at the end of the day. No financial advice. This is just one guy, giving his very, very in-depth, research and due diligence and all this stuff. I just wanted to cover it and get you guys, informed about what's going on and what people think could potentially happen this week with the most upvoted post on the Short Squeeze subreddit. Very, very interesting play that people are getting excited for. Again, this isn't one that I'm invested in. This isn't one that I'm necessarily looking out for. But again, it's always fun and interesting and entertaining to follow these plays. See the research people have, and then see if it actually plays out. If it does play out, that'll be interesting. If this thing's up 100% when we wake up tomorrow, that'll be crazy. If it's down 50%, that'll be interesting too. And it'll be cool to see who's right, who's wrong, who's making money, losing money, whatever. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's pretty much it for this video today. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Bfri. Do you agree with the DD? Do you disagree with it? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to today and all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.